Shalom Uvracha. Fourth halacha in Lekutey Halachot, halachot of waking up in the morning, the 12th section. And therefore, the miracle of Hanukah was by the servants, the Kohanim, because the Kohen, he is in the aspect of kindness, of chesed, in the aspect of Avraham. That by that wonderful power of chesed, we're cutting the kingship from the four kingships. We're cutting the kingship of holiness from the four kingships that are making the kingship earthen, impure kingship. And reviving it back to rise back from its dividings to holiness and purity. Me'or hapanim, the light that revives it, the kingship of holiness, is coming from the light of the face of Hashem, that is shining, illuminating in 3 holidays. B'shalosh regalim. We have that mitzvah of coming to see the face of Hashem in the temple, in Beit HaMikdash, 3 times a year. And therefore it's called Hanukah. Why is it called Hanukah? When we receive something new, so we are chonchim oto. What does it mean in English? That's a great question, not for me. We can only try even to read it in English. I don't know how to. Well, what's going on with me? I don't have no way to read that. Let's see if they're willing to speak. Inaugurate. You hear it? I'll let you hear it better.
Inaugurate.
Inaugurate something, right? You got it? Thank God for Google Translator. We must say thank you to the messenger. Okay, so Hanukah is a word that is representing the fact that we were inaugurating, I think that's what you say, or inaugurate the temple again, because the Greeks, when they came, they destroyed and contaminated the temple, and we reopened it by finding the pure oil, and the Kohanim, especially the servants that had the merit to find it, sealed with the seal of a great Kohen Gadol, that was protecting it closed in a vessel, and therefore it was preserved and kept in purity and holiness because it was covered and sealed. And with that we were able to let the light of the menorah in the Beit HaMikdash again. And by that we started to use the temple, even though it went through a great destruction in those days. So this is why we call it Hanukah, because we were inaugurating, I don't know how you say that, the Beit HaMikdash in their days, because the main light of the face of Hashem is in the temple, in Beit HaMikdash, that towards there people are climbing up in the holy days to receive the light of the face of Hashem, that this is the aspect of Hanukah, to revive the kingship from the light of the face, to gain by that, to achieve by that godly achievements, great deep understandings of who Hashem is and how Hashem makes things work in His world. And this is the main thing we do while lighting the candles of Hanukah. Achieving Hashem, understanding Hashem, knowing Hashem, receiving the light of His face means that He is shining towards us, explaining Himself, helping us to realize and understand great things about Him through the light of the face, through the light of the candles of Hanukah. And in the menorah, in Beit HaMikdash, there were 7 candles. And those 7 candles are in the aspect of the face as well, because also to our face, in our face, there's also 7 candles that are open, and they're an inner access to the world of beyond, to spirituality, to our soul. Through the 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and the mouth, we can sense and feel feelings and senses that we can access to only through our soul. The body does not see. The whole in the eye, the pupil itself can see, so the eye cannot see. The soul can see through the window of the eye, cannot smell, cannot hear, cannot talk. All those things are coming because there's a hole in the system. There's a glitch in the matrix, and therefore the soul can penetrate. So 7 candles in the face of a person, 7 candles in the menorah. This is why the light of the menorah is in the aspect of the illumination of the face of Hashem. And that is the aspect of the verse. Ki ner mitzvah v'torah or. A candle is a mitzvah, v'torah is light. And the path of life is to be learned, to be educated and rebuked. Means to be open to learn. Because it's explained over there in the Torah that we learned, that by the rebuke, the kindness is being revealed. That by that, the kingship of lower wisdom is being corrected. That by that, we're achieving godly achievements. Look over there. We read that in earlier sections in Lekutey Halachot. Because by that kindness, we're cutting the foreign kingship from the 4 kingships and reviving it from the illumination of the face. And then the kingship of heaven, the kingship of Hashem, the holy kingship, is rising and being divided from the 4 foreign kingships of physicality. Because that verse is saying that the candle is a mitzvah and the Torah is light. This is an aspect of godly achievement by constrictions, by challenges and difficulties, that from there all the lights and the lighting of all the candles, the holy candles, like we learned. The power to light a candle is because of the darkness. Without the darkness, the difficulties, the challenges that the person is going through in his life, he cannot light a candle. He does not have no reason to shine if the world is shining already. You don't need a candle, you don't need light. That is the aspect of candle of Hanukah. And we're gaining that by the path of life that is tochechat musar, the rebuke that comes to teach us. Situation in life that are coming to educate us, help us to understand what really is important in life. So, by tochechat musar, by those rebukes that are educating us, that by that we're gaining chesed, the kindness, that by that we can revive the holy kingship like we mentioned, that you start to see what does it mean holy kingship, like we explained a few times in the past, that you can see the kingship of Hashem and you don't think that the doctors or the lawyers or money has any kind of power. You don't give them the kingship. You cut the holy kingship out from the foreign kingship of earth. And by that we're reviving the true kingship of Hashem. And that is path of life, tochechat musar, rebuke of education. That by that rebuke we are pulling life to revive the holy low kingship. Holy low kingship means the achievements in the low places to achieve, to understand that Hashem is the king. Low wisdom, low kingship is to understand that the king is also a king and his kingship is controlling the world, even in the low places, in the broken places. That by that we're achieving godly achievements. Those are the constrictions, the difficulties that are in the aspect of ner mitzvah v'torah or. That you have mitzvot means obligations, means that you're forced to keep certain things. Those are aspects of constrictions, challenges that the person is going through in his life, that he must do, that he must put tefillin, that he must keep Shabbat, that he must do this, must do that. And while minimizing himself and forcing himself into the mitzvot, by that he's gaining the light of the Torah. And this is why the verse is calling mitzvah in the name candle and Torah in the name light. Because even though the Torah and the mitzvah, they're both in the aspect of constrictions to godly achievements, but also in that aspect of constrictions and wisdom that people are gaining, there are also few aspects, because we need to illuminate from one mind to another, from one constriction to another. You cannot jump to the highest conclusion before you have introductions that build your mind to grasp and understand the next levels. So a person must go from one candle to the next to enjoy the light. You need to light thousands of candles during your lifetime for you to enjoy the light of the Torah. Torah is a general name for light, and candle, mitzvah, that is an individual, represents one test, one challenge, one mitzvah, obligation that you kept. So you lit one candle from the other, and like that you continue for a certain time until the light of the Torah is shining upon us. And therefore the Torah, compared to the mitzvah, is the aspect of light compared to candle, because we need few constrictions and wisdom to gain godly achievements that are in the aspect of light, and the candle that are lightning, shining for the person, the light that they shine. Praiseworthy is that one who gains that light. We're doing it well.
My name is RDMC with the Emunah Project, all the nations with me. Close your eyes, just breathe, see the truth. Don't chase the fake world, don't buy the fake news. Be yourself, your own true self. Don't let no one take our natural wealth. See the good, no fear, no despair. Cherish who that you are and share. Source of power from an endless spring. Light of courage in yourself, yes. They can kick you down to the ground. Hold yourself up till you are, put up your crown. King of the creator, holy soul inside. Focus on the spiritual and you shall